And welcome back to day 4 of Conspiracy Take the Crown spoiler season, and or spoilers. And we got reprints, we got dragons, we got goblin dudes, we got a bunch of stuff. So let's just get into it. We're going to start with one conspiracy we have: weight advantage. Conspiracy, it's a rare one. You start the game with it face up in the command zone, and creatures you control assign combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And there's the artwork right there. Forgive me for it being blurry. I don't feel like enlarging the photo beyond these points. No, a decent card in its own right. It's a build around me card, but it's easy build around me card because how many freaking 1-drops or 2-drops or 1-drops with higher toughness than power are there? So yeah, decent card, but again, that's for the conspiracy players. Then again, the actual cards you play in your deck. Dusk Mantle Seer. It's a reprint from was it Dragon's Maze or Gatecrack? Or someone remind me which one this was in. I think it's Dragon's Maze, I think. Dusk Mantle Seer. 2 generic, 1 blue, 1 black. Flying 4/4 vampire. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player reveals the top card of his or her library. Lose life equal to that card's converted mana cost, then put that card into your hand. And there he is in all his glory. And he's a rare now. I can remember he was a mythic when he was printed. That I do remember. But, I mean, overall, it controlled it. See, I've never understood the... unless you're in a deck that can, benefit you from that. Maybe you're not running high mana costing cards, or you've got life gain to help bounce that back to you. But I've never quite understood you'll maybe get this card, that's card advantage, but you may lose a decent amount of life depending if you structured your deck. I assume most people who run this kind of card don't have a lot of really high costing mana cards in their deck to warrant taking like a 5 or 6 point hit. But I don't know. For some reason, I've never understood that. But I can see where it gets used, and it gets used against your opponent as well. Anyway, Dragonlair Spider, it makes a return from Plane Chase. 2 generic, 2 red, 2 green. Reach, 5/6 Spider. Whenever an opponent... one second. Go away. There we go. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a 1/1 green insect creature token into the battlefield. There he is again, all his glory. Fuzzy little spider. And I say fuzzy because, just the image is fuzzy. Fine card. It's a big card, but he's got a big butt. And he's got an ability. Anytime an opponent casts a spell, meaning even killing this, you're still getting something. So I have a copy. I got the one from Plane Chase. I like using it when I feel like making a red-green deck. Should I ever build my that spider? I need that. I honestly need the. Honestly, I don't need this page up right now. I honestly need the legendary spider from Eldritch Moon to make a really comparable spider deck, a really actual worthwhile one. Then we have Illusionary Informant. Now, this is one of the draft type cards, so it's not something I would probably play. Well, I could still play a 1/3 Flying Bird Illusion for 2. Yeah, I could still play it. Also, I should note about the card. I'm gonna actually enlarge this because I got to make a note of this for the image. The actual border for these cards. Now, I don't know if it's solely. I think it might be solely for like the draft cards, but I can't be certain. I'm going to double check in just a second. But actually, look at the border there. Look how they've actually changed that. That is kind of cool, because normally that'd just be like a solid blue, normally speaking. That is actually really cool. I mean, it's a really small touch, and it's got the symbol for it being, conspiracy and draft. I'll double check on the other ones in just a second if they got that. But anyway, Bird Illusion, 2 mono, 1 generic, 1 blue, 1/3 flying. Draft it face up. During your draft, you may turn it face down. If you do, look at the next card drafted by a player of your choice. In draft, I'm certain that's great. I don't personally care that much about it. And yeah, that's okay. These cards are for these draft-specific cards are the ones that get the cool, fancy border, which sucks because that's really cool. Here's a new creature. Well, not a new creature typing, but a new combination: Gargoyle Illusion from Spire Phantasm. 2 generic, 2 blue, 3/2 flying. Reveal it as you draft it. The next time a player drafts a card from this booster pack, guess the card's name. Then that player reveals the card. When it enters the battlefield, if you guess correctly for a card named Spire Phantasm, you draw a card. Can't I just have a 3/2 for 4 with flying? That seems like a lot of flippin' work. You see, draft itself, I've never played. But the whole concept, I get it. You open a pack, take a card. Maybe that's your card to use in your whatever deck you make. Push it over to the side for the next person. You take that with the person gave you. So forth, rinse and repeat with 3 packs for each person. I get that. I can see the fun in that. This just seems something. See, the illusionary informant's one thing. That one I can understand. That one I can see being useful and it's easy to use. All that. There's just so much convolutedness going into this kind of card, Spire Phantasm. It doesn't seem worth it. I don't know. It's maybe just I can't put my head into the draft player mentality. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. We got another dragon. Skyline Despot. 5 generic, 2 red, 5/5 dragon flying. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you're the monarch, put a 5/5 dragon token, red dragon token, with flying on the battlefield. Expensive. It's a 7 mana card, but worth it if you can keep. If you can stay the monarch for 1 turn. Worth it. It's like, all right, for 7 mana I got 10 power, and then you attack me. Well, I just got my monarchy back. I now get to, and I'm gonna play 5 of these. Or I'm gonna play 4 of these. What you gonna do, bitch? Yeah, I mean, play this in multiples, but just play 2 copies of it. 2 copies of it. If you can stay the monarch for, and this thing can automatically make you the monarch again if you're able to bring it out on their turn somehow. Yeah, just 2 copies of it, 2 on the field. That means you're getting 20 power, or 10 power in the span of your next turn, with 20 power on the board altogether. That's not anything to sniff at. That is a very effective strategy if you can make that happen. But it's all about a matter of making it happen. And this is 7 mana, so in Commander, this is easy to get off. Big cards like 7 mana is hardly anything in Commander. But in an actual draft format, definitely a little bit more. But then again, this isn't just for Conspiracy is an interesting set. Is that it's designed for multiplayer playing, but that doesn't include draft. That includes they include draft, but it's also including for Commander players. And this is a very Commander card. But also, if you can somehow make a deck around this where you just don't need it. You don't need to have just 1 copy. You can have multiple copies. Have Elvish Pipers. What was it? Silver Amulet or something like that. The cards that put the cards onto the battlefield. Winner right there. But no, maybe it's because I'm a big fan of big monstrous creatures. Who knows? Anyway, the last one, Grenzo Havoc Razor. Now he's actually not a reprint, but a character who showed up in the original Conspiracy. He was a black or red one for X, and he dealt with cards on the graveyard, at the bottom of the graveyard, something along that. They showed it in his article today. I can't remember off the top of my head, though. But now he's Grenzo Havoc Razor. He's 2 red, 2/2. Legendary Goblin Rogue. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, choose 1. Goad target creature that player controls. Only good, really, in a freaking multiplayer game, and only then, really, in Commander, unless you're playing just a multiplayer casual. Or exile the top card of that player's library until the end of turn. You may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. You're almost always going to play. Let's be clear right now, folks. You are almost always going to play. And here he is, by the way. You're almost always going to be playing that ability, no matter what. You are almost always going to be playing that ability because it's the Nightveil Spectre ability, except Nightveil Spectre has the added bonus, or excuse me, Grieco has the added bonus of actually allowing you to tap for any mana. So if you're just solely in red and you deal damage and you exile, like, say, a green card, blue card, or any other card, you can tap your red for that card's color. That's the level of that ability I don't think we've seen very often, if at all. I think we might have seen it once or twice before, but yeah, that is not an ability you take lightly. And he's not the one who has to attack either. So whenever our opponent is dealt combat damage, that's the thing. I'm pretty certain anyway, that's what it said. Let me just double check that. Was it dealt combat damage by him or just in general? Oh, we got one more spoiled today, so I just refreshed the site. Nope, it's just whenever he's dealt combat damage, whenever a creature does combat damage. So he can just sit there. You maybe give him like a hexproof or something, and just bring in like either unblockables or flyers or whatever, and just take all their shit. So yeah, this is a very good card. Very good card. Yeah, and then our newest card is... Oh, really? That's what it is? No, wait, no, it's not. No, I was thinking Rancor. So it is a instant. It's a mythic instant. And it's green. 1 mana. Green mana. 1 green mana. Okay, so Berserk. And there's no image, so I'm not going to bother bringing it back. Well, I mean, there probably is, but it's not on the actual site right now. Cast Berserk only before the combat damage step. So anytime before that actually happens. So attack in, then activate it, or just activate beforehand. Target creature gains trample and gets +X/+0 until the end turn, where X is its power. At the beginning of your next end step, destroy that creature if it attacked this turn. It's a one-shot. It's a one-shot kill kind of thing. Here's a puppy. I can see why it's mythic, especially with some of the cards in this. Like, let's just go by the cards I talked about today, right? Real quick. You use this on any cards. So going on the cards today, it gets X and trample, where X is its power. Dustmantle Seer would become a 8/8 fly, or would become an 8/4 flyer with trample. Dragonlair Spirit would become a 10/6 reach trample. Illusionary Informant would become a 2/3. That'd be stupid. You don't want to use it on that. But Spire Phantasm would become a 6/2 flyer. Hell, Grenzo would become a 4/2. The Skyline Despot would become a 10/5. So I can see why anything once you get beyond the 3-powered or the 2-powered range, it starts to become a threat the more when you use this card. It's also, there's no limit to it. It's not like a legendary card or anything, so you can have as many copies of this in your deck as you want. Well, yeah, it's an instant. You can have as many copies of this as you want. So yeah, it's a great combat. I can see it definitely being a very solid combat trick. It's just you need to know when to play it well, and you need to also understand that your card will be destroyed afterwards. But very good card, very good card. I can actually see why that's mythic. Other than that, though, that's my thoughts on the Magic spoilers today. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Be back in a little while with a superhero video, and then Kubo and 2 Strings review later tonight. So thanks for watching.